Excuse me. Okay, now this is what I've worked out for myself. I haven't got this from any data sheets or anything. I've mimicked the way the pins are on the printed circuit board and drawn in how it's wired to give me the outputs that I saw. In the previous videos I was calling the two center pins the sensor outputs. That was wrong. In fact, the output is on the outer pin of the group of 4 and the second pin in on the group of 4. So this is how I've got it wired up. The red 5 volts is coming into the resistor, through the resistor to the photodiode to earth, and ground is the green wire. Now here's the red wire into the resistor, into the photodiode, and common to green with output to sensor. I suspect, I do not know again, I just suspect that these are phototransistors, one's NPN and one's PNP. I suspect the one on the positive line is the PNP and the one on the negative line is the NPN. I may be wrong, someone will point me in the right direction, but anyway, as you saw on the scope previously, as I ran the plastic encoder through the sensor, we got signals out on the white wire and the yellow wire, okay, with green being negative and the orange being plus 5 volts. And this is the linear encoder sensor for the y-axis. Now on the x-axis I've got a rotary encoder, which is totally different. It's only got 4 pins. So I suspect that's just a straight photodiode, phototransistor, or another photodiode. I don't know. Again, there's no numbers on it or anything like that. But I'm only wiring these for later use if required. When they're required, then I'll do the research and look into it more deeply as to how to go about wiring them up and everything. Okay then. So fixing the connection box in place. I've already done one, and this is just an old power supply adapter box, and I've taken the guts out and stripped them down. Now I've already done one so that basically it doesn't dance around the floor board while I'm doing it. Okay, all you do, put the connector in where you want it. Small pilot hole, make a mark, and then change drills. And guess who isn't prepared? I wonder who that can be. I know I can't help being a crappy Boy Scout. probably in me woggle. Right, and then we just open up that hole to accommodate the screw, and as I always say, it'll depend on what screws you use, but excuse me, any screw that don't do the job is good enough. Right. I just realised that this screw is blunt, so I'm going to have to give it a helping hand into the timber. The other one's got a point on it. Right. Now what you want to do when you're doing this is just get the screw partly way through so that you can find the hole easier, because you can put the end of the screw in the hole and it ain't going nowhere. And then all you do is just screw it down nice and tight like that, and the same on this side. Make sure you don't get the heads too big. Lovely jubbly. And now what we do is bring the wires in and they will travel up and down. I'll show you that after I've wired them in, because at the moment I've got glue going off holding the cable down. So as soon as that's dry, I'll do the next bit, show the connections being done, and that's the that will then be the Y encoder wired up, pre-wired up, ready in the event should it be needed. Alright then peeps, onwards and upwards.